The first trailer for the upcoming Robert Downey Jr. Robert Duvall film, The Judge, has hit the web. The Judge stars Downey as big city lawyer Hank Palmer, who returns to his childhood home where his estranged father, the town's judge, played by Duvall, is suspected of murder. He sets out to discover the truth and along the way reconnects with the family he walked away from years before. The Judge hits AMC theaters on October 10th. Christian, what do you think of the new trailer for The Judge?
I dug it. I dug it a lot, actually, because we've been talking about this one, and I've been saying it's one of my most anticipated that's coming out in the fall season, because it starts off, this trailer, and what I've been worried about is, are we just going to see Tony Stark for the whole movie? And when it starts out, he's in the bathroom and he's talking about, oh yeah, it's Tony Stark in the beginning. I'm like, oh, we're going to see that again. And then it switches. You see him with his family dynamic with a kid, and then you see him with Duvall. That's why you're going to this movie, because you got enough of what this movie is about in this trailer. But what you really got was, you're going to see this for the performances. You're going to see Downey, and you're going to see Billy Bob Thornton and Duvall, and it's going to be Vermiga. It's going to be a nice one. She's great. Yeah. So right off the bat with those actors and this storyline, I really like the way they set it up. It was almost like a successful Garden State. You know, the storyline, because I guess Zach Braff wasn't successful when he went home.
You know, the funny thing is, I'm glad you mentioned for me, because when you look at Up in the Air, everybody wants to talk about Kendrick and everybody wants to talk about George Clooney, and she gets forgotten. And she was amazing in that film. But I'm right with you. This trailer started, and I'm like, okay, just don't be Tony Stark. And the first 30 seconds, he's Tony Stark. Not just in the bathroom, then back in court. Just the first time your mom died together? Nope, first time. It is exactly a Tony Stark thing. But you're right, as the trailer unfolds, you start to get a sense of this narrative, and this narrative seems really compelling. Because let's face it, all men, I'm sure this is true of everybody, regardless of gender, but as a man, I can just speak to it from this point of view. We all have some issues with our fathers. We all have some issues with our dads. And I think for me, and me and my dad have a great relationship, I love my dad, but still, even for me, when I see the tension on screen, it felt very real. Yeah. It felt like the tension when I've been mad at my dad or my dad's been mad at me. And there's something about that I instantly found really relatable, and then it just plugged into me, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so on that level alone, it emotionally got me into it. I still think we're just going to see Tony Stark sad, but that aside, the movie looks great. And it, you know, Robert Downey Jr., we forget, is an Oscar caliber actor. He's never won an Oscar, I don't think, but he's been nominated. I want to see him transcend that Tony Stark character, and maybe this is the film to do it. Dennis?
Honestly, I have a different take than you guys, because maybe my expectations were different, and I hadn't read a lot about this movie. I thought this movie was going to be some sort of John Grisham-style thriller it was going to be like The Rainmaker, The Client, or The Firm, and then I kind of watched this trailer, and I'm like, oh, this kind of seems more like a father-son kind of sappy bonding thing, so I'm a little tentative about it. I mean, it can still be good. I'm still going to watch it, but I'm a little worried that it might go a little too saccharine for me. I
think that they're going to show in the second trailer that there's more humor in this, like not the same type in the first 30 seconds, but there is a lighter tone as well. I mean, he's got to figure out, just overall the tone of the movie is he's got to figure out if his dad murdered this guy or not. But there are lighter moments. It's not completely sappy the whole way through, from what I've heard of the movie.
Right. And it seems to me that as you get later into the trailer, those Grisham elements start to appear. You got Billy Bob Thornton, I'm going to bury your client. It's like, it's his dad.
Hey everyone, if you liked this video, click that thumbs up button and make sure to subscribe to our AMC Movie News YouTube channel. It's free and helps you stay up to date with all the latest movie news, as well as our daily AMC movie talk show. Also, make sure that you follow us on Facebook and Twitter to stay up to date with all of our special promotions, contests, and prize giveaways.